Hi, my name is Barbara, and today we are talking about water dominant SZA.
I do feel like heavy water placements though are
Mm,
good with relationships
mhm.
to help us out a little bit there.
Yes.
Because I'm not water dominant. I know you're water dominant, right? So wait, so tell us your water placements. I'm so curious again.
Yes. So Pisces rising, Pisces Mars, Pisces Jupiter,
Woo!
Scorpio Venus, Scorpio Pluto.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I look, water signs are my favorite, literally my favorite. I love water signs so much because I don't know, to me, something about water signs are like pure. I don't know what it is. Even though like Scorpio goes to the depths, there's still something pure about it. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I do. I have my Mercury in Scorpio, so I have some Scorpio too, and it's
Good for you.
conjunct.
It's
It's
giving psychic. It's giving.
that's I feel like that's my intuitive gifts. That's my intuitive gifts, and it's conjunct Pluto.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but
it's psychic. Yeah.
so I love my Mercury. Sometimes the only bad thing about Scorpio placements, which I have to be careful of, especially as a Mercury Scorpio, we can read too deep between the lines. And I'll be up at like 2 a.m. like, what did they say? And like feeling maniacal as fuck. And be
I,
like, okay,
I
maybe
can
it's not
get
that
that
bad.
way. I can get that way too with like people in like
Hmm.
relationships. So I'll like get too deep into a thought about
Yeah,
something and I feel like it'll impact like my perception of that
right.
person or that person's perception of me. So
Mm.
I get what you mean by like you'll get spiraled down into like
It
a
can get it can get crazy. It can get real it can get real disillusioned real quick.
yeah.
Not the good Delulu. Like it's bad. My partner would be like, babe, it's okay. Like it's just it wasn't that deep. And I'm like, but it is that deep.
Yeah.
My Mercury Scorpio will not let it go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then yeah, and then my moon Pisces, Mars, Cancer
Yeah.
situation. It's a
And
lot. And as we're recording, we're having a water trine. And this oh yeah, because you're having your Venus return.
yes, my Venus return. I think
Yeah.
exact, no, it was exact, I think yesterday or a couple days ago.
Oh, okay. How
Yeah.
did you use it at all? Did you tap into it or not really?
Well, I mean, I was doing like at home, like skin stuff, like,
It's
with my gua sha and like just
beautiful.
know, doing,
Speaking of which, my favorite freaking gua sha of all is literally sitting over there.
yeah.
That black obsidian one.
Awesome, glad you
Oh
love
my,
it.
from the water box, from
Yeah,
the water box.
yeah.
Favorite gua sha, and I'm a like gua sha fiend. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous. And that one's hands down my favorite. That black obsidian, so good. Anyways, just had
I'm
to
new
say
to
that.
it. I'm new to this. But I guess our water dominant celebrity, SZA,
Hmm. Yes, our girl
she
SZA.
talked about like being water dominant without even knowing that she's talking about it. Just because
Yeah.
when you're water dominant, like girl, like I hate to say this because like I feel like when I say this, it like backfires on me. But like,
Mm.
um, I don't know that I love people.
I think a lot of people would relate to that
But it's
sentiment.
it's not in the sense that I don't love people. It's more like I am very selective around the type of energy and the type of people that I want in my own space that I want to
Yes.
be around me. Um,
Yeah.
because like I didn't know this about myself until very recently. It didn't hit. I was in a
Hmm.
very stressful environment and like
Mm,
times. And my body started to like give me little signals that like
mm,
we're not okay. Like it still
mm,
goes on to this day where like I have like random like twitches in my
mm,
legs,
mm.
like my arm all of a sudden, like it'll be like a weird and it was like a stressful time. And a lot of that had to do with I think the people around me were just stressed out.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of in close proximity and picking up on that energy.
Yes.
It's like it's so real and it's not something that we talk about often. But yeah, like energy is very real for water people. Vibrationally, we can feel the stuff.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. It's super important for water dominance, just water placements in general to really have a good spiritual hygiene ritual. Like so important because you guys are incredibly sensitive, incredibly empathic. You can read the room the second you walk in a room, and you guys, that's how you pick up information, is through the energies, through the unseen. That's why I love water so much. I love the water placements, because water placements, if you have a water dominant friend, you can just look at them and y'all have a whole conversation, and I live for that. I love that shit so much. Y'all are telepathic as fuck, but it is incredibly important that you guys have a cleansing ritual, like daily, truly daily. And I tell everyone that I work with, like, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It's not out of fear. It's
Yeah.
not out of like, oh, I picked up all these energy, even though that may be the case. But we don't want to do it out of fear. But it's just like, okay, same as taking a shower. You come home, you visualize white light. And one of our boxes, I used it today. And I'm so sorry, I don't remember which box it is, but there's a spray. It's literally called F off.
Oh, I
That
know.
shit right there, girl. I had a whole, you can't see my setup over here, but a whole little, had my meditation. I was like this. And so for water dominance, y'all need that. Like
Yeah.
truly, truly need that, because the water elements really do deal with the unseen world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scorpio's going to the depth. And our girl SZA, she's a Scorpio sun, I want to say. And
Yes.
so, yeah, where you were saying how she talked about it, there's an interview where she was like, people don't understand. I actually do not want to be seen. I do not want to be perceived. I do not want to be outside. But it's so funny because someone on TikTok like took that video and like edited to her like dancing like outside. Because the Scorpio too, though, that Scorpio energy, it still wants to get its life in a sense too, right?
Yeah.
I love Scorpios. I always keep a Scorpio girl around. You need to have a Scorpio girl in the crew. Otherwise, it's just not complete.
I
You need that
agree.
powerful energy. But yeah, SZA is she's the perfect Scorpio example for sure. And you can feel that shit in her music. 1000, like the full range. The
Yeah.
I'll cut you Scorpio, like in her music, you know what I mean? All
Yeah.
the way to like the depths. One of my favorite astrologers actually just talked about this. I don't know if you know Michael Lennox. He's like the red robe astrologer.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
so good.
Is he on
So
TikTok?
he is. That's how I
Yes.
found him actually. I found him on
Yes.
TikTok
I know
first.
exactly who you're talking about.
He's awesome. So I listen to his podcast every now and then, but he was talking about Venus and Scorpio. Well, he was just talking about Scorpio in general, but he was talking about in the current forecast. But he was saying the Scorpio archetype is like, I love you so much. I want to like eat you. Like I will devour you. And I was like, damn, that is because like that Scorpio energy, it's like to the depths, it's intimacy. And it's like, we are going to take a blood oath and fuse and become one forever. And if you don't, I will literally kill you.
You want to know something? That is the realest thing because yes, I get it. But like I get how that can be scary for like people who don't have this kind of energy,
Who are
who aren't quite down for that. But yeah,
yeah, you got to
exactly
be
what it is.
down
Like
with a
you have to
Scorpio.
be down, like you have
Down.
to be like committed. Like there's no in between. We're
There's no
not
in between.
and there's no like, oh, maybe like no, like we're
There's
either
no maybe.
doing this or we're not doing this. Like it's just there's no
I love that. Yeah, no, Scorpio, it goes to the extreme. My partner is a Scorpio rising, and oh my goodness. Like I'm here for it. In the beginning, I was like, what, like what? This is a lot. This is a lot. And now I'm like, yeah, I would prefer it no other way. Like, thank you for
yeah, you're
showing
like,
me.
love
Thank you for showing me commitment. Thank you for showing me intimacy. I didn't
exactly.
know. I
I
didn't know.
know
You need a Scorpio to put you
exactly.
on. Like, I didn't know. Thank you.
You get it. You get
It
it.
was scary at first. It was scary. Once you surrender, you have to surrender to the power
I
of
mean,
a
water
Scorpio.
in general, that's what you got
Water.
to do, right? Like,
Yes.
it's water.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna like no,
Right.
like
Right.
you can't. You gotta
Yeah, you got to
surrender to
surrender
water.
to the water for sure. And that's why I love water signs so much. And yeah, Cancers and Pisces, all water signs are, I would say all of them are really nurturing. They can't help it. Like water elements, because they are constantly picking up on what someone needs. They're constantly picking up on someone's energy, and the empathy within them just can't help it. Almost to a fault sometimes. Sometimes water energy, because it merges so much with others, it's so empathetic. We were talking about this with like fire signs, or when you don't have that fire energy to help you stay like centered in self, the
Mhm.
water energy merges so much with other people, it can sometimes self-sacrifice. And that's the issue with a lot of the water energy, especially Pisces, even though Pisces low-key my favorite water sign, not gonna lie, because it's so idealistic and so fantasy and it's
Yeah.
so woo, watery and dreamy and amazing. But if Pisces energy is not careful, and me and you probably have both experienced this as Pisces, we'll put people on a pedestal real fast, rose colored glasses. Everyone, Pisces energy sees everyone as their higher selves because it's the very last
Everyone's
sign.
good, right? Everyone's good
Yes,
until they're not.
everyone's good until they're not. Until they're not. But one thing a Pisces will do, we will put you on a pedestal. We will love you. You are perfect. You are holy. You are your higher self. And it's a gift and a curse. You have to be so careful.
You really do. And I'm so grateful for this Saturn transit in Pisces right now. I really am. I feel like it's
Mm.
really anchoring us and giving us this like, I don't know. I don't know if the word I'm hearing is bravado. I don't know if that's
I
it,
love
that's
that.
like a freaking
Ooh.
like something to kind of ground us into the
Mm.
reality of our existence and
Ooh.
affirm just like our firm nose, right? Like we're
Yes.
setting up those boundaries now. I'm so grateful for it.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
so real. I love the Saturn and Pisces energy too. That's such a great way to put it. And it kind of feels like it's doing a few things. Like one, it's waking up more and more people to their spirituality. Like Saturn's like, no, you're gonna have this spiritual awakening. Like
Yeah.
this is part of your development, this is part of your character development. And it's also like urging us to take our spirituality seriously. And the other thing too that I've been kind of feeling is it seems to be helping everyone trust themselves more and trust their inner being and trust your creativity and trust the vibes, like trust what you're feeling. But in a really nice, grounded way. And, as we're recording this, there's a water trine happening with the eclipse. So I don't know how you've been feeling. I've been feeling like the depths of my emotions, but I've also been feeling with the Libra eclipse happening very, yeah, just full of love at the same time, but sometimes pulled down into the water energy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah,
Same.
yeah,
I've kind of been a little bit up and down all over the place, really,
yeah,
emotionally at least.
me too.
Just like really high highs and like I don't want to say the lowest lows, but just a low here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is human, right? It's the human
1000%.
and I think
Yeah.
that's a big part of being somebody who is water, anything like a water moon, water placements, but especially a water dominant person. Like you experience those big highs and low lows, and it's just a constant up and down. And I
Yeah.
think also what's important to know with water people is like if you think about water just what it is, it's reflective. You look at it and you can see yourself. And I think we get projected on a lot. Water people deal with a
Speak
lot
on
of
it.
projection. And that's a thing that I think a lot of us need to learn how to either deal with, set firm boundaries, and just like being able to cope and be ourselves and maintain autonomy as water people
Mm.
so that we're not constantly in this like enmeshment with people that we don't
Mm.
necessarily need to be in enmeshments with. Like it's
Ooh.
a thing.
A whole word. A whole word.
Yeah.
I think you said something really important, which is a big thing for water dominance to have to learn is like, what energy am I feeling that is mine and what energy am I feeling that is not mine? And like you said, like practicing autonomy and energetic sovereignty. And when you are feeling the feelings that are yours, letting yourself feel them and seeing if there's a message there for you. Because that's one thing about a water sign. You guys are feeling the feels because that's how you receive information, and you're incredibly intuitive, incredibly psychic. I just love water signs. I'm
Yeah.
so biased, but I do.
Yeah. I say it all the time. The emotions, the feelings, it's all information. You just
Mm,
let it pass through you. It's information. You have to use it. That's what it
mm,
is. It's information.
yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point, because I think like earth dominants, for example, they can understand that a little bit easier than say like the water dominance. Like earth dominance, it's data. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I gonna do with this? Okay, anyways, move on. Earth, I mean, water dominance is more so, it doesn't feel like information, it feels like a whole damn experience. It's a
Yeah.
whole lived reality,
Yeah.
and so learning how to feel it and not let it overtake you. I tell a lot of my heavy water dominant people, like, your job is to let these emotions and feelings serve you and not let them overwhelm you. That's your job in a sense, because it really is your superpower. And it's about, okay, how do I work with this? What is this telling me? And we're, raised in a world where we're kind of taught to shut off our intuitive emotional side. And so I feel like water dominants, when they're younger, have a harder time like navigating and knowing what to do with, the feels and the feeling, even though you guys are the nurturers, the psychics, the intuitives, and oh
Mhm.
my God, we need that so much. So yeah,
Mhm.
I love the water dominance for that.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Earth, I think water is another element that really thrives on safety and this feeling of just like it being okay for us to express and just be ourselves. So I
Mm,
think that that's a thing also, like the need for safety, the constant
mm-hmm.
need for safety, because I don't truly believe that water energy feels safe. It's not, this world actually praises earth energy,
Mm,
right?
mhm.
Are productive and you get work done and you make money and you're
Mm,
constantly, giving the results, like you see results. Whereas, where water people, I think the value comes in perspective. These are the people who are
mm,
the creatives, honestly. They'll come up with like these grand ideas, like because they
mm,
have the ability to go deep. And like
mhm,
this is where true creativity comes from, the water, where you're able to be this reflective
mm,
pull and you can really suss out some major like creative
mm.
projects like
Wow, so beautifully said.
mm,
So beautifully said. Yeah, and it almost seems like that's why water is here. Like that's why we need water to like bring us to the depths of ourselves and not be afraid of what that's going to show us, and to channel that into art or something, and
yeah,
water signs are definitely amazing artists who are just channeling and receiving the downloads. And so that's
yeah.
so beautifully said.
Authenticity too. That's a big thing for
Yes.
water people. I don't think that water people can fake it for too long. How do you fake
Yeah.
feeling, You can't fake the funk. You can't.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
It's gotta be the real true vibe,
Mm.
the true
Ooh,
sense of the thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Loren, I am so grateful to you for agreeing to work with me on
Aw.
each element journey. Um,
Aw.
we had the best time, or at least I did. I'll speak for myself. I
I
had
did too, girl. Yes.
selecting these items for each of the elements, and yeah, if people want to learn more about what we did, they can actually go to thisiseachelement.com and find out their dominant element, take
Mhm.
our assessment there, and check out our care packages.
Yeah, and the care packages are so amazing, y'all. I feel so honored to work with this incredible brand. Okay. I can't tell y'all how many people have been in my DM or just sending me messages like, wait, this idea is genius. And like, I know. But wait till you actually open the boxes. Like, they are so intentional. They're so just like juicy and loving. And Barbara really did her thing. She did her
Oh,
thing. She did her thing. At least take the quiz because the quiz is super enlightening because I think we tend to like it's just natural human instinct to kind of associate ourselves with like one of our signs, the one that we love.
yeah.
But then when you take the quiz, you really tap into like your multidimensionality and you really see, okay, I'm a little like heavier in this area or I might need help in this area. And so the quiz is really awesome. So at least just start there just to get some like inspiration and see how it feels. And if you do see a box that you feel more drawn to, then follow your gut, follow your intuition,
Mhm.
but at least start with the quiz and see what happens. And let us know and post your box and
Yes.
tag us so we can see y'all with your boxes. Okay. Let us know. But we're so excited for everyone to try. And I cannot thank each element enough for just having me on this beautiful, beautiful project. And it truly is just the beginning of each element, you guys. I have a feeling it's only up from here. It really is.
Thank you from your mouth to universe ears.
Yes, universe.
Yes.